I think the study abroad aspect of the SLI program is very important because you can memorize a lot of words, you can study a lot of things in books, but you never really know how to use a language until you actually experience the culture and the people. Because a language is a lot more than what you learn and what you read. It's about using it, it's about the music and the culture and the food.
Summer 2009, I got to go back to China to participate in a reality show, speaking Chinese for foreign students. And it was because my director of SLI Mandarin Chinese actually introduced me to participate in the preliminaries in Los Angeles to represent America at Los Angeles to compete in China with 60 different countries, 120 different students from all over the world who would all gather in China and compete and see who has the best Chinese. And I was it was a surprise, definitely, and it was to thank SLI for giving me that opportunity.
When I was in Jordan, I worked at sort of it was a soup kitchen, sort of, in the Middle East in Jordan, and we went down there, me and several of the other students, and we served lunch to some of the people who couldn't afford food, and it was wonderful. We got to be immersed in the culture and be with people who didn't speak English, and so we were forced to use our Arabic, and we made friends, and we learned the culture, and it was definitely an asset to my trip in Jordan.
At times, there were times where I felt like I was a foreigner. I've never felt that anywhere in the world, but I would be the only person who looked like me standing on the subway station, and people would go by, would stare at me, and then there were times where I experienced the generosity and the innocence and the open-hearted warmth of the Korean people.
I decided Arabic because I think that the United States has a lot of relations with the Middle East, politics, economics, business, socially, and I think it's really important that that there's people who understand the language and the people and the culture.
Well, the SLI program has given me a much better understanding of Russia, about its culture, about its just understanding their mindset and mentality, because it is different. I mean, we as Americans have our way, the Russians have their way, the Chinese have their way, the Indians have their way, and so it's critical in being able to work with other countries on different issues. And I will say the United States and Russia both have several areas of common interest when it comes to foreign policy and things like that, you're not going to get very far if you don't have that understanding, and that's what the SLI program has been instrumental in helping me develop.
In August, I will be going to Taiwan, National Taiwan Normal University, to pursue a master's degree in teaching Chinese as a second language. And it's a 2 to 4 year program, so I have to move to Taipei this August and be there for at least 2 years.
The contest was very interesting. So I had a Chinese professor at USC. This is after I came back from China, after I finished the SLI program. He asked me to compete in a contest. They needed extra students, and he asked me about the day before, so I really didn't have that much time to prepare. And I really wasn't sure about it. I didn't think my Chinese language ability was up to par, but I decided to take on the challenge, and the night before I prepared for it. And I felt like I surprised myself, just because I had never really crammed for a Chinese oral contest. So it ended up going really well. I placed second. Another SLI student placed first, and it was an amazing experience. The television network was there, Channel 18, and I mean it was a very amazing experience.
For me, I would like to work in an international environment. So the SLI program has opened a lot of doors for me in that sense. I now have a language that I know other than English, and I've not only learned this language, but the final project for SLI was to write a paper in our major field of study and give a presentation in our language, in Russian, in this field. So I had to learn not only the language, but relevant topics and information in Russian that are relevant to my major.
like I can go into an Arabic restaurant or bookstore or something like that, and I can communicate in a different way than just asking where a book is. I know how to greet them properly, and I know like what are the expected standards of behavior kind of among Arabs or Jordanians or like Arabic culture.
SLI, the purpose of SLI is to immerse the students into the culture and language so they can improve. Then it's already been achieved. From my cohort, from the first cohort of like 12 students, not a single one of us has actually regressed. We've all improved.
I'm hoping to apply for teacher examinations in Korean so that I can prepare myself to teach Korean in the high school setting in the United States. And hopefully in the near future, if this program also continues, I would like to be able to send my own students into the program and promote the Korean language studies in the United States.
Honestly, I think it's a no-brainer. I think SLI, it's really changed my whole outlook on China, on the global world, the global society. You know, growing up, you know, as a college student, you read the news a lot, and you realize a lot of the problems we have today is just, it basically comes down to misunderstanding. People just don't understand each other, cultural misunderstanding. The Chinese don't understand us here in the US. Americans have no clue what's going on in China. And it's funny just because after going through what I've gone through, learning Chinese, I'm able to communicate with, you know, my Chinese friends, Chinese parents, and learn more about the culture, and also to give them sort of a quick glance into American culture. And I think through those cultural exchanges, you know, these problems can slowly dissolve.
I hope to be able to work in an international environment. I do study engineering, so ever more it's becoming a field that's not just relevant at home and domestically, but it's a global field. So for me, it's very important to know other languages, to know about other cultures, and by participating in the SLI program, I'll get a better job in the future. I'll be able to work in an international environment because that's what engineering is today.
好，我非常感谢你听我的话，我希望你可以听我的话，然后就是想一想。我说的是什么？这个项目我觉得非常特别，我觉得对我们美国人很重要，对我们的安全很重要，所以我希望你可以帮助我们，谢谢。I hope you can listen to what I said. I hope you can understand what I said, and I hope that this can motivate you to take a better look at SLI program and see what it's done for us students. Thank you.
Спасибо за все. Это был очень хороший программ. Спасибо. Thank you for everything. This was an amazing program. Thank you so much.
The SLI program is committed to developing a national workforce of professionals who possess global cross-cultural proficiency in foreign languages and cultures. That we live in a global community is no longer a debate. To be successful in this environment, the U.S. workforce must become much more effective in language acquisition. The Strategic Language Initiative offers a superior method for language training through comprehensive language immersion. Together, with your help and support, we can continue this vital program.